Back now on Triad today, and very nice to welcome back somebody who's not here enough, but she's here once in a while. Lorelei Elkins, of course, is next to me. She's regional coordinator for Triad Air Awareness. She brought a special guest with her today. We welcome him for the first time to the show. Bob Ragland is program manager, Citizen Response and Information Services for Forsyth County Office of Environmental Assistance and Protection. Did I get all that out okay, Bob? That's right. And we're going to talk about open burning. And first of all, I just want to know, is there a quick definition you can give? What is open burning, Bob?
Open burning is when you burn material in a manner that the combustion products do not go out of a chimney or stack or a pollution control device. And it could be a wide range of activities, such as campfires to burning in the backyard to bonfires to fire training. So.
Right. Now, Lorelei, you and I have talked about air quality before a lot of times. We've talked about what results. Let's take open burning, if done incorrectly, or even correctly sometimes. What are the dangers? What happens? What can give people problems, health problems and otherwise? Give me a rundown on that.
Well, the reason why you have some restrictions on burning is because there is a health problem associated with it, and that's mostly from burning trash. It's against the law to burn your trash, ever. So, and people do occasionally burn their trash, and they have to remember, you're not just burning a piece of paper, you're burning the inks that are on it, you're burning the chemicals that went into the processing, or if you're burning plastics. And this puts a lot into the air, what we call air toxins and dioxins. And these things are cancer-causing, and they tend to accumulate in the environment. And
it can catch up on us. I mean, it's not something that you're immediately going to be sick from, but at the same time, it's got a cumulative effect, right?
It has an accumulative effect, and usually the immediate effects are respiratory issues, coughing, wheezing, that sort of thing. But open burn and dioxins in the atmosphere have been associated with things like increased levels of autism and some
and of course, people with COPD and lung problems anyway are going to have more problems from that. Bob, are there general rules to keep in mind about open burning in terms of exactly what can be burned, a distance from you to the next house? Any rules and regs we need to think about?
Well, the two most prominent types of burning that cause complaints are from residents and from land clearing up and burning. Residents have there are rules that when they can burn. They can only burn between 8, and they must have in Forsyth County they must have the fires out by 6. But in the state, otherwise they have to stop adding material to the fire by 6 o'clock.
Now, I want to make sure I'm not confused on this because we don't want people going out and setting fires when they shouldn't, of course. But you were explaining to me before we went on, you and Lorelei and I were talking about how people in localities normally will have yard waste pickups.
Right.
So we're talking about places that don't have yard waste pickups.
Exactly. If there's yard waste pickup, it's provided by the municipality, then you cannot open burn.
Okay.
Now, other places, there's also others outside of those municipalities. You're allowed to burn with restrictions of the time, like I mentioned, and also the size of material that you burn, and whether you cause a nuisance or not.
Now, how do you were talking about causing a nuisance, people that might complain, next door neighbors, whatever. I'm assuming that you know about violations if somebody calls to complain, or is there some other way you enforce, or what do you do about enforcement?
Well, we're complaint driven. So
am I. We get them all the time about this show.
So we respond to complaints. That's the majority of when we go.
We go check out the complaint.
Right.
Lorelei, are there alternatives to burning anything that's sort of environmentally friendly if you have logs or wood or other kinds of approved waste? Is there some other things you can do other than burning?
Oh, absolutely. If you've got logs that need to be disposed of, there are plenty of people out there who are looking for some firewood.
Absolutely.
You could put it on Craigslist, for God's sakes, and just do it that way. Or leaves and other yard clippings, compost them. Your garden will thank you when you put that nice mulch on your garden.
That's a good idea.
Garden.
Have nice flowers.
Sure. Or just drag that, rake up those leaves onto a tarp and drag it off into the woods. That's what nature intended.
Exactly. Before we lose time, I want to put up a couple of websites. One is www.forsyth.cc.eap. That's Bob's place, right?
Yeah, /EAP.
/EAP. See, I'm not very computer literate, but we're going to get it right. And then, of course, partnc.org, who helps make this and other segments possible, where we talk about the environment and clean air and taking care of people. And Bob and Lorelei, thanks for all your advice and tips on open burning.
Sure.